Hello, Women of the Channel Leadership Network. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader, and welcome to another Woman of the Week. This week, I'm very excited to introduce you to Jennifer Harris, CEO and President of Technology Management Concepts. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, we're really excited to get to know you. So we're going to start off with those icebreaker questions. Where do you live and where did you grow up if that's different?
So I'm very fortunate to live in Hermosa Beach, California. We call it the little town within Los Angeles, and I am from Miami, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From beach to beach, different
Yes,
coast. I
that was
like it.
the reason. I
Yeah.
after college, I went to University of Florida and wanted to move somewhere and had never seen snow. So put a pencil on the map, and California was the place that called to me.
I love it. Okay. What is a little known fact that you're willing to share with us?
Okay, so I have a couple. I'm the youngest of 8 children. So I think that, with
Wow.
5 sisters and 2 brothers, so that coming from a big family is a big part of who I am. But I am also a avid sports fanatic, being and an NFL is my passion. And the
I
Rams,
love
now that I'm
that.
in LA and going to the games in the Super Bowl was quite the moment.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that.
Hmm
And I love that you have such a big family.
hmm
I'm a family of four and the oldest, and I can't imagine double the number of
I
us.
mean, the youngest. There's definitely a different dynamic when you're from a big family, as even for the extended cousins and siblings and
Mhm.
nieces and nephews and craziness. I think most people from big families really like it, but we do have a different type of personality.
I love it.
Adaptable.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. All right. Well, let's dive into more of your professional background and
Sure.
insights. So, I want to start off with what has driven you to grow in your leadership roles?
So, as an entrepreneur and a founder of a company, I founded this company in the late 80s, early 90s with a female partner. And we were sort of women in tech before we knew that women in tech was a thing. And I had children and she had children. And so we were growing, but growing at a very sort of sedate rate. And over the last 8 to 10 years, we've really taken a different she taken a different facet of it. My partner unfortunately passed away in 2011, and I was in a position of running the whole company. And in order to do that, I really felt like I had to invest in my managers and my people and surround myself with people that I wanted to work with. So our growth, I had to grow in order to do that. And I attribute our growth actually to investing in our leadership and doing it not just in subject matter experts, not just in technology, but the last few years, I've seen incremental growth because I invested in them from coaching to having them part of groups to having strategic planners work with them, not just with me, not just with senior leaders, but I went down through the management team and it has shown a tremendous difference in our company and growth.
That is fantastic advice and insights.
Hmm
And I say that coming from prior to this role being in working for a managed solution provider where the
hmm
teams can be a little bit smaller and getting that growth and insight and investment can be a little bit
hmm
more challenging. So great advice.
100%. You can't just make a developer who's a great developer, a developer manager. And we
Hmm.
did that a couple times and with different people, it wasn't, um, the right way to do it for us, nor was it the right way for them. So when I took a different tact and started bringing in coaches and training and investing in my people to be able to do this job that isn't something that's your skill set, it's made a big difference. And to your point.
I love that. All right, well, let's pivot to what is the most important risk you took and why? What was the outcome?
So I think the most important risk I took was when my partner passed away. She was the sales side and I was the consulting side. I'm sort of an introvert extrovert. And I had to make the decision at that time if I was going to continue to grow the business, be part of the business, and actually put my all into it, not just do it halfway. and it was a risk. As I said, I went all in and I hired people and brought in people that I thought were the right people to grow with me. And we did, and the risk paid off, but I didn't know. And I did it without a net. So,
Yeah, it's a big risk, and I can't imagine what you were going through at that time. So very tough to be the one that shoulder that weight and
hmm
then also pivot knowing that you
hmm
had a business to
hmm
that's going to keep running. I mean,
right.
it's
And people
happening
depending
whether
on,
you can take a moment or not.
right. And people depending on you. And you
Mhm.
really have a choice at those moments. That's sort of the moments that, we all have a choice of sort of pivoting, taking a step back, which, there's no shame in that. But I think taking the risk pays off quite often, and not having regrets.
Yeah, that says a lot about you as a leader, and I am truly sorry for your
Yeah,
loss.
thank you.
Um, okay, let's pivot to business accomplishments. What's
Mhm.
one that you're most proud of?
So I'm most proud that we have always been forward thinking in technology. It's very fast moving and it's easy to stay stagnant because the market sometimes has a tail. So, from I have reinvented this business 3 times at a minimum. We did this when the internet wasn't here and we were just sort of doing financial software and um, really just convincing people to automate their financials, to the cloud, to the internet coming. And, we were doing things somewhat in the cloud, but people were still very, trepidation and didn't want to do that. And now really embracing the Microsoft stack. It's having a moment. We put our all into that and having the end to end, not being scared to go from cloud to CRM to ERP, but all within the Microsoft world was a conscious strategic decision that I made. And I'm really proud that we as an organization are in the forefront and weren't sort of waiting for something to happen to push you. It's very easy to be complacent in all parts of your life, not just business. If they're not too bad, they're not too good, you just don't make a move, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a
Mhm.
business. And I think that one of the things I'm most proud of is that I'm willing to sort of push it forward, and that we have done a great job of embracing all parts of it.
So I'll say again, like
Mm.
you being adaptable to change and
Mm-hmm.
willing to take those risks, like
Mm-hmm.
that's why you're in the role that you're in
Yes,
and why you're so
thank you.
good at it.
Thank you.
Change is definitely very
Changes.
hard. I love that you brought that
Yeah.
insight
Mm-hmm.
into this affects us in our personal life too. Because yes,
Mm-hmm.
we can get super comfortable, which is complacent and not be willing to change or adapt to that change and grow as individuals. So
Yeah. There's some
really
quotes,
good insights.
like that you can change by leaving, right?
Hmm.
Like people need to be married 3 times, hopefully to the same person, but you have different parts of your world, right? You have your younger life,
Hmm.
your married life, and family life, and after. And it's the same in business. Quite a lot of times people they need to leave their job or leave or change their business in order to get to that next phase. Or you can do it inside and you can reinvent the business as the world changes. And that's what I've chosen to do.
I love it. All right. I think we have time for one more.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit you with, have you ever questioned your abilities or qualifications? And if you have, what did you do to kind of overcome that challenge?
So this is, imposter syndrome, and there's been a lot of discussion around women having imposter syndrome, and actually, it's not limited to women. Since I've been talking about it, a lot of men have told me similar, particularly younger men that are coming up where they get a new job and they're like, should I, am I qualified? So I think women do it to an extreme, because
Mhm.
we need all the data before we make any decision. And so myself included, you get like, whoa, I don't know that, or I don't, am I qualified? Should I be in the room with all of this? But for me, it came to a head the last few years. Um, I have a lot of male colleague CEOs that I have a certain peer groups with, and in the way that I was presenting myself, I don't even know if it was what I thought, but I would be, a little too humble or a little, like I'm new to this or I
Mm-hmm.
don't know this. And it's really been a lesson to me. It's not really fake it till you make it, but have confidence in what you do know and to put it out there, because then people give you the respect back, and then it helps with your confidence. So if you're feeling like you don't know, or you feel like everybody knows more than you, they probably don't. and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and to really put it out there what you do know and get the feedback helps your own confidence, because that's the you have to feel it inside, no doubt, but it really does help when you hear it from someone else. And for myself, it helped me as I started to say things in a more confident way of what I was like, clearly I've done this business for so long, but the perception, then I was getting back it, and it really helped. And I also now am more aware of saying it to other people. So if you have a chance to tell someone, not just a platitude of, oh, Jackie, you're a great interviewer, but the question you asked, something specific to the person, it really helps them too, to realize, yeah, I'm good at this. And it just sort of is a trickle effect. So personally, I've gone through it a lot in recent years as I've grown bigger. People want to push you up, people want to pull you down. And nobody does it better than ourselves. Nobody pulls ourselves better than ourselves
So
for the
true.
most part, and women in particular. So, really talk confidently about things you are confident about. And also, what I really feel like, if you give it to people, they will feel comfortable giving it back to you. And it starts to create a situation where what we've accomplished, we should be feeling good about, and not feel like someone's going to find out that I really shouldn't be. So,
That is such great advice. I really like how you said to even like kind of explain it, what specifically they did, instead of just giving kind of a blanket uh, compliment or feedback, like really investing in that person.
mm-hmm,
Because you're right. I mean, I was thinking about the way I receive feedback, and if
mm-hmm,
you're giving me like substantial things, like
mm-hmm,
this is what you did really
mm-hmm,
well,
mm-hmm,
that resonates. And then there's,
mm-hmm,
a sense of proud and accomplishment, and like you're ready to do the next challenge that
mm-hmm,
might make you feel uncomfortable, but you're like ready
mm-hmm,
to tackle it because you're like, okay, someone sees that I can
mm-hmm.
grow. I want to continue to grow from there.
And it's the same with constructive feedback, because if you never
Yeah.
say to someone that they have something they can grow on, then you don't believe them when they say something good about you, so it's not toxic. Like, you hear some people, but say it while in a good way,
Mm-hmm.
like you showed up to that meeting, you had good information. You don't have to do the sandwich, occasionally say, you weren't clear, or you hadn't done your homework, or I really think in this way you need to prepare this differently. Then when I say you did a great job, boy, it
You're
really
really, yeah,
resonates. Mm-hmm.
it's going to land big
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yes.
I love that. Jennifer, it was so nice getting to know you. And thank you so much for allowing us to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week.
Well, I appreciate it. And it was great to meet you as well. And I hope that we cross paths sometime soon.
I would love that. All right, community members, this was your Woman of the Week. Please comment, share your insights, give Jennifer a high five, or, someone else in the community. Until next time, happy Wednesday.